Hey,
Hi, Ray.
Dave. How's it going, buddy?
Everybody out there in YouTube land, how you doing?
Good to see you.
It's Jim's
And Dave's
beer
beer review.
review. Excuse me.
Dave, it's still in this pandemic. We're still apart. We're not sitting 6 feet distance apart in the same room. We are still doing remote from our own separate locations.
Well, that's the only
It's
way
coming
I
up on a
can.
year.
That's the only way I can live. Well, we were hanging out kind of in your garage and all, but we were 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
It was like,
Social distance with me if you want to live.
and my mom's older. And I don't want to get her sick and die. So
Listen, one of the catchphrases of this time is overabundance of caution. I get it.
I can do just fine sitting here in my own room. I don't got to drive nowhere after I drink beer. I'm okay with that.
Safety-wise, it's probably a good thing we do it this way. But like most people, I crave that in-person experience. But we'll see how it goes. If we like this better.
Oh.
This coming from the guy who didn't want to text it on his birthday.
Food.
What's that?
I'd rather hang out at your house and eat your wife's food.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So, but I haven't done that in almost a year. Yeah, God, almost a year. One or two times, but still, it's just like, I miss coming over and having chicken and mushrooms, broccoli. That's good stuff. Anyway, we're here to talk about beer.
So, Dave, what can you tell us about this beer?
It's Leinenkugel's Honey Weiss, or Weiss. Traditional American Weiss beer with a touch of real Wisconsin honey. Featuring a touch of real Wisconsin honey, Leinenkugel Honey Weiss is a golden-hued traditional American Weiss beer inspired by a classic German style, which I'm usually not a fan of. It's traditionally garnished with a lemon wedge and added citrus aroma that perfectly complements the sweet, subtle flavors of the beer. It's won a few things at the World Cup in 2002 and 4 and 6 and a couple of different categories under that. It says it pairs well with Mexican dishes like nachos and beef burritos. And I said to myself in the last video before we did this I said, hey, that's really not a good idea, but I was thinking it'd be cool to have some beef burritos, but they wouldn't go with my stomach. It's a 4.9 ABV.
Nice.
A lot of bubbles.
And it's pretty darn clear.
13.9 IBU.
With all these stouts and dessert imperials and hazy IPAs and whatnot, and milkshake IPAs, it's nice to have a beer once in a while that looks clear and crisp.
Yeah, I'm just not usually a fan of German beers anymore. I don't know. I'm German. But
Well, I think by the time they get over here, they aren't at their optimal flavor. You always hear stories about popular imports, such as Guinness, that they're just like, why does it taste so much different over on the other side of the pond?
Dad used to buy Schmitz. That was the beer of the day. And these big giant cardboard boxes back in the day, man. They were like, we used to put our cats in them and take them to the vet. That's how big these boxes were. They were like heavy boxes. You can't do that kind of thing anymore. Now the box is so flimsy half the time the beer comes off. A lot of bubbles. That's why I really don't like too much either. It's the bubbles. Much bubbles.
Well, let's give it a little sniff.
Yep.
Smells like a lager, kind of smells like a wheat beer.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, cheers.
Clang. There you go.
No, let's go back to this. Cheers.
Ooh.
That's a beer's beer. Now, I'll make it clear, I'm not usually a fan of wheat beers, but I think this one's actually pretty drinkable. It's pretty crisp, certainly refreshing. It's, it doesn't have the excitement of something that, say, burns your mouth. But, it's a straightforward drinking beer. It's pretty crisp and clean. A little touch of honey sweetness, I would say, because it is a honey Weiss. So I'm going to give this 7 out of 10. I think it's perfect for the category. It's perfect.
Okay. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. However, think what does save this to be drinkable is the honey in it.
Oh yeah, I like
Other
honey.
than that, I wouldn't probably finish it. I give it like a 5.5.
Um, I
Yeah,
find it very easily drinkable. It's a very neutral thing. I think this would be
I have to drink the whole
a
thing.
football game watching beer to have more than
Yes,
one.
it is. It's a football drinking beer. Yes.
I mean, my personal, my preference. I don't know if I'd reach for
I
this
think
first, but this would be a good neutral beer to have in between, say, oh, I don't know, a sour and an imperial stout. A good transition beer, almost a palate cleansing beer, if you will, which means it would pair well with a lot of different sports food, especially if it's salty.
salt. I forget what salt tastes like. No, it's coming back. Oh yeah, I like to have
This
some
coming
salt.
from the guy with the box, jar of no, a trough of pretzels in his room.
I've had them for like a week and I haven't opened them.
Ooh, look at you!
I'm
No
trying
wonder
to.
you've already forgotten what it tastes like. It's been a week.
But there's certain things I used to do, and certain things I need to do. So this is one of the things I need to do is stop eating things like that. So I'm letting it sit there, stare at it all the time, going, I could eat some, but I haven't, and that's like a victory.
It's a
So,
bigger victory. Just don't buy them in the first place.
well,
Can't eat them if they're not in your house.
only buy them once.
Yeah, and then you eat them once, and then you buy it again, and you eat it again.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
I guess I could throw them out if I don't eat them in a certain amount of time.
There you go.
But
Give
I
them to
don't-
me.
why?
So you don't eat them.
What would you do with them?
I give them to Carson.
We don't want to give stuff like that to Carson.
He's young enough to survive it.
He's younger, yes, but I know you would be eating them pretzels. Eh. I like the honey. Did you drink the whole beer?
No, only half, but I can't deny that went down really nicely. It's easy. It's
Actually,
It's not one of those beers where
No.
it's just like, you need a breath after it,
There it is. There's a lemon wedge. Right at my nose. Okay.
Did you put a lemon wedge on it?
No, it's what it tastes.
Some beers that does help. Unfortunately, I wish we could have.
I didn't like it up my nose like that.
I do have lemon juice. Maybe I could do a splash in there before I do the second half.
Put some sugar in
See
it.
how it is.
What?
What?
So maybe put some sugar in this. I don't know.
Do you remember that lemon wine cooler thing I made?
Yes.
I was thinking what would happen if I actually did do the original version, which is like 10% ABV.
What would you do? What?
Well, I wanted, at the time, in the summertime, I wanted something that was a little more sessionable. It wouldn't like put me to sleep after 2 or 3. But I'm like, well, what if I made the 2 or 3?
I don't drink the same beer twice in a row ever. So it'd be like one of the strong beers, and then maybe a stronger one or a less.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And whenever I drank the lemon cool, it was just one of many during the evening.
Yeah, because that's just, I don't know. Maybe I should stop doing that too. I don't know, because it's like, it's not really good on the stomach. Sometimes I have different kind of stuff floating around.
Yeah, that's on your head.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, if you want something to fuck up your stomach, I've got some of that probiotic drink that's got the live Lactobacillus plantarum bacteria in it.
Did you see that backwards?
Yes. No, it's the same lacto that you use to do kettle sours.
Oh boy!
I found like 4 little shots of it. It's got some other flavoring in it, of course, like some yogurt or stuff, but it's got that bacteria in it. So I'm like, well, next sour I do, I'm going to use that to try to sour it, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper to buy these little probiotic drinks than it is to get a pure sample from a laboratory at the homebrew supply store.
Oh. Wow.
They even did a social media post. People are using our stuff to brew beer. Like, okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, 5.5. 4.9.
Oh, you're still doing a beer review. Sorry, I really went off on a tangent there about my brewing.
Is
I
that
got a lot
what
to edit out of this one.
you did? You said the F word, Jim.
Well, that's going to be edited out too. All right, getting back to it.
We're gonna
So,
edit?
Dave.
Oh. Wow. Okay. What?
Did you actually do a full-fledged review? Did you do it concisely?
Like German beer, and that's the only thing that saves this is the honey, because I don't really like German beer because it's usually too stale. It doesn't. I don't know. Maybe if I was in Germany, it tastes different
And fresh.
there, and it wouldn't be shipped all over the world. But as my understanding is, a lot of those places overseas also have places in the U.S. that make the stuff for here. So we don't know which one that is, though.
Does it say anywhere on the bottle? Pride of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. So it's made in Wisconsin. It's just a German style.
February 8th, 2021.
Okay, cool. Well, there you have it. 5.5 out of 10 from Dave. 7 out of 10 from me. I find it to be very drinkable and it's a good example of the style.
8th. It's the 20th.
Okay.
This is bad beer.
Well, it's past the expiration date?
Well, mine is. How about yours?
Same source. Probably is.
Really?
Although I saw February. I didn't make out the rest of the dates, so maybe that was not a good thing. But so there you have it. We like to end by saying that women are prejudiced to drink alcoholic beverages due to the risk of birth defects. You should not operate heavy machinery or anything under the influence of alcohol, and of course, excessive drinking can cause health problems. And the reason we do all these different beer reviews is we believe that you, our viewers, should drink great beer.
Right, yeah, please take a good laugh or two with us, please. And look
Just
out
passing by, doy.
Do not understand.
And be our friends. Subscribe to our channel.
Please be our friends.
Give it a thumbs up.
Or down.
Down. Comment below.
Over
And we'll
here.
see you next time on the Jim and Dave Beer Review. Dave, always a pleasure, buddy. See you next time.
Oh.